Naja is from Orangeburg, South Carolina, and a current student at AMI Kids White Pines. And she will share with us what it means to think it, want it, and do it.
Good afternoon. My name is Naja Sanders, and I'm currently a student from AMI Kids White Pines. One of the values we believe in at White Pines is enthusiasm. Every morning we have our large group sessions, and during these large groups, we get words of wisdom from our counselors. We practice social skills, and we also do motivational chants, which is my favorite part of the large group. This is an opportunity for all the students to get loud and get motivated to begin the school day. That's right, it might surprise you that 30 teenage boys need a little motivation to attend school sometimes. In one of the chants, we do include the line, think it, want it, and do it. I'll explain later about what this means to me, but since I don't have the rest of the guys with me, I am going to need your help with this short chant. Think it, want it, and do it. Now say it with me. Think it, want it, and do it. Good job. I'll start it, and you help me finish it. Now we have to enthusiastic and be loud, or it will not be very motivational. Now throughout my talk, I will be going back to the short chant each time, so I'm going to need your help with this. At White Pines, I have been taught that everyone will have rough moments in life. Moments that are difficult to get through, impossible at times to understand. Many of us refer to these moments and experiences as lemons. These experiences in life are going to happen to everyone, but the real measure of a person is how they react to these experiences. A person can easily sit back and complain about how life isn't fair, or how this person has a perfect life. This will do nothing but pull you down. You will beat yourself up and travel further into a pit of self-destruction. It is here that I have learned that if you want to get through the tough times and situations in life, you have to think it, want it, and do it. I'm from a rural city in South Carolina called Orangeburg. I grew up living with my mom and 3 other siblings in the house. My father lived just around the corner with my 4 other siblings. It was a situation where my parents weren't together, but they were together. Less than a mile, separated from being in a unified home with both parents under one roof. Even though I didn't live with my father, he always made the effort to spend time with us when he could. Simple things like throwing the football around with each other has made a lasting memory and impact on my life. My father was the hardest working man I knew. He'd work each and every day, finger to the bone, just to provide for his family. My father knew if he wanted to provide for his family, he had to think it, want it, and do it. At the age of 7, my father passed away from a medical complication. The strongest and most positive male role model in my life was gone. My pops was gone. This left me feeling so alone. I would ask God, why is my pops gone? Why? As you can imagine, this took a toll on me and my mom. Our foundation was gone from our lives. As the years passed, I started to see my mom struggle. We still faced some of the challenges and issues we faced in the past, but during this time, my father wasn't here to help us get through the tough situations. As I got older, I decided I was tired of seeing my mom struggling, and I was going to do something about it. I chose to steal things and sell them to make money. I got involved with selling drugs. I stopped going to school so I could focus on being in the streets and making money, which will somehow help me quickly become an addiction to my family. These are not things I'm proud of doing, but I have to acknowledge to myself that these are things that are part of my journey in life. These actions will ultimately lead me to a place where I have made the transformation and metamorphosis into the next stage of my life. I came to White Pines January of this year. You'll notice I gave the lemon a little squeeze, and I also added some sugar. Coming to White Pines was the negative in my life. But I would later realize coming to White Pines was the blessing I needed to change my mindset, my way of thinking, and the path my life was heading down. I realized that I wanted to change. I realized that I had to stop settling for good instead of being great. But in order to be great, you have to think it, want it, and do it. I've had a lot of firsts while at White Pines. I went from having to share a bed my whole entire life to having a bed of my own, a bed that was mine. A lot of the guys complain about being in the dorm with bunks, but for me, to have my own bed is a blessing. I even get the Tempur-Pedic bed since I'm the dorm captain. It makes it even more comfortable. For the first time in my life, I am being challenged to become a leader. Mr. Q is always challenging me to become better than what I was yesterday. He said if I'm the same person I was yesterday, then there was no growth. And if I'm not growing, then I'm not developing. Life without growth and development is potential waste. He pushes me to become a better man, and he holds me accountable for what I do and do not do. There are days I do get frustrated and question, why is he always on me? He says because I have the potential to be great, and why be good when you can be great? But in order to be great, you have to think it, want it, and do it. Through this process, Mr. Q has become a father figure to me. He has filled that empty void that has appeared when my father passed away, and for that, I am thankful. For the first time in my life, I'm working on improving myself. One area I have made improvements in is with my education. Like I stated before, I didn't care much about my education. I didn't realize the connection that education had with success in life. Even when I started taking tutoring sessions for my GED, I didn't put a lot of forth and effort into them. Mr. Chris, or as I like to call him, Uncle Steve, heard me not taking the session seriously and told me I was wasting time and energy by not putting full my forth effort. He says I have been blessed with the ability to earn my GED, and I realized I wanted my GED, but I knew if I was going to pass this test, I would have to think it, want it, and do it. And that is what I did. I listened to the tutor, and I earned my GED. But not only did I earn my GED, but I also helped a peer of mine study for his, and he earned his as well. I've learned the value of going day in and day out into the tutoring sessions and pushing myself further academically than I have ever before. I had to learn that I do not know all the answers, and it is okay to not know it all. But in my pursuit of excellence, of being great, I have to use the resources I have in order to grow my knowledge. I will be the first in my family to attend college. My goal of being a college graduate is not an easy one, but I will meet this goal if I think it, want it, and do it. My next goal was to earn my Serve-Safe Food Handler certification. I was able to earn this pretty easily, and I felt good about doing it. But then I remember the question Mr. Q asked me, why settle for good when you can be great? This pushed me to have the desire to want my Serve-Safe Manager certification. It is not an easy, I knew it wouldn't be an easy task. It is a 90-question exam that people in the restaurant industry sometimes struggle to earn. I knew if I wanted to pass this test, I would have to think it, want it, and do it. And that is what I did. I spent time with Mr. Charles, and I studied the materials, and I passed the test on the first try. This is another way I'm preparing for success in my future. Sometimes in life, in order to get to a beautiful destination, you will have to take a rough road. These roads will have twists, turns, potholes, and different obstacles to get through. These are not paths that are easy to take, but the reward is so worth the tough and difficult journey. When someone is able to persevere through the tough times, the lemons, and and are able to enjoy the positive times, the sugary times. It is something so satisfying that will quench your soul. Thank you again for your time and attention. And remember in life, if you want it to be great, you have to think it, want it, and do it.